Hollywood loves a good heist movie, but the biggest heist in Tinseltown history? It didn't happen on screen. It happened in boardrooms, with spreadsheets, not ski masks. Over the last 15 years, a small group of financiers from New York and London quietly did what no studio mogul ever could. They turned movies into financial assets, and they made billions doing it. Welcome to the era of cinematic arbitrage. Today, we're breaking down how private equity rewrote Hollywood's business model, and what it means for the movies you watch. For most of its history, Hollywood ran on a simple, insane logic. You bet everything on one movie. If it hit, you bought a yacht. If it bombed, you disappeared. Studios were built on risk. They financed dozens of films a year, hoping one massive success would cover all the failures. But then something changed. By the 2000s, movie budgets exploded. Marketing costs doubled. And suddenly, studios got scared. They stopped gambling. They started playing safe. Sequels, superheroes, reboots. And in doing that, they left a massive gap in the market. That gap? Private equity walked right into it. Private equity firms don't love movies. They love arbitrage. In finance, arbitrage means buying something cheap and selling it for more somewhere else, ideally with almost no risk. So when they looked at Hollywood, they didn't see art. They saw inefficiency, a fragmented industry full of unpredictable creative bets, with hidden value waiting to be extracted. Their question wasn't, will this movie be good? It was, how do we make this investment safe? Between 2008 and 2012, billions poured into film production. And they didn't just fund movies. They rewrote the rules. Rule 1, no more single bets. You don't finance one movie. You finance a slate 10, 20, 30 films. Some fail. Some succeed. But statistically, you win. Rule 2, exploit every inefficiency. Tax credits. Cheap production locations. Pre-selling streaming rights before filming even begins. Money is made before the movie exists. Rule 3, own the brand, not the film. Why invest in one project when you can own the creator behind dozens? By 2021, the streaming wars were exploding. Platforms were desperate for content, and private equity saw the ultimate opportunity. They began buying production companies, creator brands, and entire content ecosystems. Because in the streaming economy, a creator with a loyal audience is more valuable than any single film. It's predictable, scalable, repeatable, Wall Street's perfect asset. So what changed for you, the viewer? Everything. First, greenlighting by algorithm. If a project doesn't have built-in IP, fanbase, or proven demand, it doesn't get made. Second, the rise of the producer CEO. Actors aren't just actors anymore. They're brands. They're businesses. They're distribution channels. Third, the death of the middle. Mid-budget films, the kinds of movies that once defined cinema, are disappearing. Now it's either massive blockbusters or ultra-cheap streaming content. Nothing in between. But here's the problem. Arbitrage only works when inefficiencies exist. And when everyone piles into the same strategy, those inefficiencies disappear. By 2024, the cracks started showing. Rising interest rates made debt expensive. Production shut down during strikes. And suddenly, those billion-dollar acquisitions didn't look like bargains anymore. They looked like liabilities. Companies went into survival mode. Cost cuts, layoffs, asset sales. The strategy that once minimized risk became the risk itself. But the biggest loss isn't financial. It's creative. When every decision is optimized for safety, you get sameness. Same stories, same formulas, same outcomes. Creativity becomes inefficient. One producer said it best. Private equity doesn't hate movies. It just doesn't care about them. And that might be worse. Private equity isn't leaving Hollywood. They're still buying studios, sound stages, and content libraries. But the easy money? That's gone. So what comes next? Maybe a correction. Maybe a return to smaller, riskier, more human films. Or maybe Hollywood becomes just another industry, predictable, efficient, and a little bit soulless. So the next time a movie feels like it was made by a spreadsheet, you'll know who wrote the script. Thanks for listening. And tell me, what's the last movie that actually felt risky?